Next anime that we're going to be talking about is Agent of the Four Seasons. I think I said this already, but I'm going to say it again, just because I get sidetracked. Oh my god, is this show emotional. This show is a barrage of emotions, and I cannot tell you how much it's hard for me to process this shit half the time. I try to watch this shit, no. No, just no. I don't know how to explain to you. I think this has made me cry twice. Like it is insane. Yeah, exactly. Look at him. But yeah, dude, it's just good. It's just so good. I love it so much. Agent of the Four Seasons is so great.
Lol, I watched Toradora again last year. Didn't age well. Lol.
Don't make me do this, guys. Don't make me do this. Don't make me do
Human
this.
Show PNG said at @Bob at Fumans 3 love.
Do not make me do this, guys. So help me God. Do not make me do this. Okay. I'm not. I need to talk about the seasonal stuff. I put okay.
Black Star 0403.
We'll put. I'm putting a pin to this. I will go on my Toradora rant before I go, but Toradora is like the 10 out of 10. You can't convince me. I'm leaving it there. Once I switch shows, we will go. But yes, Jesus Christ. But yes, Agent of the Four Seasons. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so I can't tell you guys how good this is. It's good. It's great. It's awesome.
I'm sorry it didn't age well. Lol.
I will address that later. Hold on. I disagree with you, but I hold on. I disagree with you.
Saint_Bobbit said at Fuman Shopping Ariel Lovers.
But yeah, this show has just been genuinely so fucking good. Genuinely fucking great. I love this show. This show's amazing. It's made me cry. Oh dude, so emotional. So fucking great. Like, God, I feel sad, but in a good way every time I watch it, and it makes me feel something. Okay, so let's just get to the points before we go. Okay, so the first point I have for the show. You know, the idea of being an agent at such a young age is actually so fucked up. Like, you are basically stripped from your normal world into this one. They couldn't at least have chosen a newborn. They gotta pick someone already born into the world and fuck them. The gods are cruel. And I kind of had that process at some point. Like, the best thing I can compare the Agents of the Four Seasons to is if the Avatar, like Avatar The Last Airbender, if the Avatar was just split up into 4 different people, and instead of being born, you just kind of gifted it. And like, when you think about how fucked that is, man, that's really fucked. Now, when you look at Avatar, there's like a whole world, a system, and like people, even though that, like, you know, the Avatar, there's stuff like that that's fucked, people at least respect the Avatar a lot, and then, you know, once you are the Avatar, you're like treated basically like a fucking god. The agents aren't really treated like that. Like, they get born into it, but like all this, bro, like the agents get treated so shittily. And not to mention, like, you could be just a normal person living a normal life, and then all of a sudden you get these powers given to you by the gods of the seasons, who just, I don't even know what the criteria is, because some people get it, some people don't. I don't know if it's a family thing, because Hanagi got her powers, but her mother was also previous. It's fucking insane.
LOL Legend of Korea says otherwise. LOL.
Okay, don't. Oh my god, don't do that. I am fucking Ozzy Osbourne, the fucking Prince of Darkness, 12/31 December 2022. I'm the man, fan. I'm not gonna lie. I don't understand what you mean by that. I will be so honest. I don't get that. But good for you, mate. Good for you. But it's so fucked to think about. Like, yeah, an agent can just be born. An agent can just be born and just taken from their life. Like, that's fucking. That's insane. That's madness. That's terrible. I don't know. I don't know. I sit there and I think about it constantly with that show and just how fucked the agents are, and it's depressing. It's so fucking depressing, man. But okay, next point though. Higani, I think is in the running for the most tragic backstory I have seen from a person in anime in recent memory. Because why the fuck is her life just the fucking worst? She went through so much bullshit just for her inner mind to die and born again new to survive is fucking insane. So throughout the episodes that we get, we learn a lot about Higani and like her life. And her life sucked because when she was born, her mother, this is the Agent of Spring, her mother was the previous Agent of Spring before her, and her mother was not treated very well because her father was in another family that like didn't want her or other stuff like that. So they basically lived by themselves, and then was given to said father and basically not treated well. And then, once her mother passed away and her mother took her own life, fucking went away and she became the new agent. And everyone hated her for it and she was treated badly. Then when she finally gets a friend, they don't want the friend around and she has to like basically try to starve herself, which she was a smart girl. She knows how to use her powers, so she grew food for herself. But people didn't know that, which I don't know how you don't know that, but I don't fucking know. But, which is Sakura. Which Sakura's whole backstory is very sad as well. They both come from like families that just are disdained and not liked, which is crazy. But that all happens. Like Hinagi finally gets like some type of like care in her life or some type of like love in her life, and then it's just completely fucked. And like she gets captured, all stuff. She meets the Agent of Winter. That whole thing happens. She gets captured. She gets tortured, and then she has to like break out on her own because most of like the people just give up on trying to find her, which is crazy because the way the power works, you would know that the agent is still alive. So what the fuck? And even though when they came back, there was plots to like off her because hey, she's not doing her job. It's probably better to just offer and get a new agent to actually do the job. Bro, Hinagi, I feel bad for Hinagi. Hinagi up till now, till like the anime started, has not had a good time, not had a good life. That's just depressing. I feel for her. It is insane and it is sucks. The fact that we got to know that backstory, and I don't even want to begin to know what they did to her while she was captured, because they made implications, and I was like, oh my fucking god. I would understand why you would have to make a whole new personality for yourself to cope with that, because my god, that's terrible. That is awful beyond belief. Completely, utterly awful beyond belief. Like, it is low-key sickening, I'm gonna be honest. Okay. Next point that I have. After looking at her backstory, how her life is, and just everything revealed from that day, I don't think I have seen a more justified crash out of a character like Sakura in a very long time. I do think it was good that Hinagi to call her out, and I do think that she needs to forgive people like Ichio and Rose, who are the Agent of Winter and the bodyguard, or Ichio is the bodyguard for the Agent of Winter. Rose, or whatever the fucking name is the actual Agent of Winter. They needs to forgive both of them, not the Winter Village, mind you. So, well, maybe also the Village of Winter, because they looked for 5 years. That's a long time. Or at least the Agent of Winter and the bodyguard. But I don't blame Sakura for doing so. Because we also get Sakura in the number of backstories that we get, and we find out that, like, you know, her family abandoned her, but her name is also, like, people don't like her and her family. And then we get a more look into things, and, like, you know, she becomes friends with Hinagi, and, like, she becomes the bodyguard, and they both live, like, you know, decent lives. And then when Hinagi's gone, she just, we already know this part, but, like, Hinagi goes, and she's looking for Hinagi because the fucking Village of Spring gave up after like 2 weeks, which is insane. Goes to the Village of Winter. They spent 5 years looking, and they have to give up. Also, it does get revealed during these episodes that I think episode 8 or 9 that Ichio and Rose were still looking for her despite the Village of Winter not doing that. So I don't know when Sakura found that out, but I might be a little bit more or less justified if she knew for a while. But regardless, she just spends her time looking for her, and like everyone's giving up. And even though when she comes back, they like still try to pull her away. Like, I have never seen a more justifiable crash out than Sakura. Sakura has all the right to crash out. I understand why she's mad at people. I understand why she's mad at. The only people that I don't think that she should be mad at is Ichio and Rose. I get it, but I do think it's unreasonable. But even then, like, I understand her getting mad at like the Village of Winter. I understand her getting mad at the whole organization, because that whole organization is just fucked beyond belief. That was all bad. That's all not good. It just is all terrible. I've never seen a more justifiable crash out in my entire life. So to me, it does make sense. Okay. Next point that I have. This anime has made me love Hinagi and Sakura as a duo. As painful as it is watching Sakura fall in love with Hinagi, but not give it back also hurts. But I do love them. And she at least understands and feels bad for even falling in love with her, which I don't blame her for doing that. So it's kind of revealed at some point, like I think towards like the last episode, like episode 7 or 8, that Sakura, like, when we go through the backstory of both Hinagi and Sakura, that, like, Sakura basically accidentally fell in love with, like, Hinagi, which is why she tries so hard for her. And it also hurts because while this version of Hinagi mentally is not the same that Sakura has always grown up with, Sakura still sticks by her. But there are still lingering feelings from the previous Hinagi. And so this Hinagi still has feelings for Rose, which Sakura looks at that and is like, well, that's kind of shitty, I get it, but it still hurts when I've been around. But Sakura also acknowledges that, like, you know, I just want the best for you, I don't want to get in your way, it just sucks. I just want you to always understand, like, I just want you to say that you love me, and I just want you, which, I don't think that's crazy. Because I think Sakura is, it's just like, it's the first time someone actually cared for Sakura like that, and all that stuff. Now, to be fair, they have their bond, but it is inevitable. I think Sakura will have a close bond with Ichigo, because they seem like they would have a thing, which, I mean, to be fair, the age gap with that is so fucking weird. So yeah, so that's weird, but, like, it seems like, you know, Sakura isn't going to be latching on to Hinagi for a long time, which does make sense. Remember me? You were playing FNAF? Yeah! No, I do remember you, Dan. I do remember you, Dan. I know you recommended a mod. I can't remember which mod, but I'm pretty sure you recommended a mod that I played. What is it? Oh yeah, the next point that I have. The Agents of the Four Seasons is the opposite of Demons of the Shadow Realm. Just how I don't think that there are any real bad guys or any organizations that we've seen interact with the siblings from Demons of the Shadow Realm, that there's not really any bad ones apart from the big guy. There is no good people in Agents of the Four Seasons except for the actual agents. And I stick by that because it's like the complete opposite, where Damon's is like, oh, there's two organizations that we know of right now trying to fight for the siblings, but neither of them are necessarily bad. They have their own agendas, but they don't necessarily seem bad. Everybody, including the agency that's trying to protect the agents, are all bad. Well, apart from, like, a few people. Obviously, the agents are bad. The people working near the agents aren't that bad. But it's just the higher-ups who aren't actually working with the agents are just shit people. They're arguably the worst. Because I think, I also have it in his notes, and if I do, I'll just skip over it. But it's established very early on that emotions are a big reason why... Emotions are a tricky... Oh, you did recommend the tricky mod. Okay. But in Agents of the Four Seasons... Jesus Christ. Sorry, I'm getting gassy. Okay. In Agents of the Four Seasons, emotions are a big fucking reason why some people care about... No. Jesus Christ. Oh, in Agents of the Four Seasons, emotions are a big part of how powerful an agent's power could be, right? So if the better they feel, the more connected that they feel, the happier that they feel, the more that their emotions will go off. But it also can work other ways. Other emotions can probably elicit other feelings. So if that's the case, and the feeling of an agent matters, why the fuck are you making these agents feel so shitty? The only one that doesn't feel that shitty is Rose, and I only feel like that's the fact because people fear the fuck out of Winter and his power of ice, which I get it. And, like, the Agent of Autumn, that's a kid. She basically gets, like, no fucking support. Hinagi has been treated like shit, and, like, the Agent of Summer, that one's a little bit iffy because, like, that's not necessarily the agency being different. That's like a sibling thing where, like, you're fighting with your sibling. That's a whole different dynamic, and I'm not including that in this conversation, or at least in this part of this conversation. But just the insurgencies the insurgents are already bad. But the actual organization is just also complete shit. Everyone treats them so fucking badly. They're shit. And the fact, you know what? The fact that, like, they're not even mobilizing to save Autumn fucking sucks. It's shit. So I am so happy that the rest of the agents are actually going ahead and being like, well, we can't fucking have this shit happen all over again. We gotta fucking save Autumn. Because they're not gonna do it. And this is basically Hinagi all over again. We gotta fucking go. We gotta do their shit. And it's gonna ball. It's gonna ball. Oh, I'll be back. Yeah, no problem. Okay, next point that I have. The Agents of the Four Seasons. Oh, no. We already did that. Okay. It's crazy to me that knowing... Oh, no, we already talked about that. But yeah, no, it basically is only... Oh, no, I basically got through everything. Yeah, no, so yeah, that's basically all the points that I went through. So, overall, Agents have been fun. It's been really good. I don't think it's gonna be most people's cup of tea, because I know like some people don't like the slow burn, some people don't like the emotional stuff. I get it. I'm having fun of it. It's a banging show. It's fucking amazing. This is another show that I think needs more love that I don't think more people are talking about. But Ages of the Four Seasons, man, it's genuinely such a fucking good show. Genuinely a good show. I love it. I recommend it to most people, man, because it's so good. I mean, I would recommend most of the shows on this list. Unironically, I would recommend most shows on this on that I'm watching, because everything so far has been fucking like banging. I don't think I'd give anything like under 7.5. I think well, one show, which is weird because it was the one I was the most giddy about, but over time I had to have changed my opinions. But we will get to that. But Ages of the Four Seasons, genuinely peak, genuinely good, genuinely awesome, fucking banging ass show. And I can't wait to see how it finishes off.
Ooh, girl, I cannot help it. You are my new obsession. I think I'm falling for you. That is my love confession. You're staying on my girl. That should count as trespassing. I cannot help it when I'm falling for you. Hi, ma'am, beg my pardon, but damn, you got me started.